have a great relationship with President Xi. I've had a great relationship with him. We want them to come in and invest. I see so many things saying that we don't want China in this country. That's not right. We want them to invest in the United States. That's good. There's a lot of money coming in, and we'll invest in China. We'll do things with China. The relationship we'll have with China will be a very good one.
That will be, like all good relationships in Donald Trump's life, completely impersonal, filled with animus and hatred, but involving large sums of money. Don't come here, we don't like you, but we will take your funds. Also, China virus. So it's complex, but the relationship between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, Donald Trump and China got a little bit more complicated in the last day for the reason I just Freudian slipped, because of Elon Musk. Because apparently, and I feel like this is the sort of headline that should probably cause some problems for Trump, the Pentagon has set up a briefing for Elon Musk on what would happen if we went to war with China. Now, to jump out ahead of what you're probably already thinking, well, they're denying that this is the case. Okay, they are free to do that. It's happening, and it already happened. And so I think that we should be a little bit worried about this, that Elon Musk, wealthiest man in the world, who bought Donald Trump and the Republican Party and is now ostensibly in charge of, but not in charge of, like efficiency in the government, is getting personal briefings on our war plans with one of the most powerful states in the world. And 3 different sources in the Pentagon, by the way, briefed journalists on this. So it's a thing, they did it, okay? I don't care what Donald Trump posts on social media. This is a thing that happened. How is that acceptable? How is that like, can George Soros get plans for war with Russia under Joe Biden? Is that a thing? The serious question, is that a thing that happened? Because I don't think either of those should. Simply because you're rich doesn't mean that you should get what would have to be the most classified information possible. Okay, involving the movement of forces, nuclear armaments, and those sorts of things. And Elon Musk now has that information. A guy who routinely says whatever he needs to online to get people to like him now has access to that information. Now, as I said, Donald Trump is pretending that that's not the case. He posted a really long Truth Social post, several of them. He's freaking out about this. He says, he cites the headline. It's according to the failing New York Times. They sure are taking a long time to completely fail, aren't they? It's been years, weird. Anyway, one of the worst and most purposefully inaccurate newspapers around the world, their fake concept is that because Elon does some business in China, that he is very conflicted, which he is, and would immediately go to top Chinese officials and spill the beans, which I'm gonna guess was not in the article by the New York Times. I feel like Donald Trump added that bit. But anyway, then CNN, they're all so bad. Maggot Hagerman. I get why he's calling her a maggot. It's because he doesn't care about the media. I don't know the Hagerman. What is that? Why did he change?
Hague, War International Criminal Court.
She's a war criminal?
Hey, she's a criminal.
I don't get that part.
She's a dumb is mightier than the sword, John.
Evidently, anyway, blah, 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 Russia, blah, 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 blah. The fake news is the enemy of the people, and Elon is not being briefed on anything China by the Department of War. Okay, please check in on Donald Trump. It has not been the Department of War for 80 years or something. Like, what was Donald Trump 2 or 3 years old the last time it was the Department of War? But anyway, here's the thing, it happened. The meeting happened. Oh, Hagerman, they're saying. He's calling her a hag. Because not only is she a scammer, she's also not hot enough to be a journalist or something.
Which is a damn lie. She's a
I don't care. I don't care. Woo. But anyway, no, the briefing happened. The photos of him showing up happened. It happened. Like, it would have been great if we were freaking out in the beginning and like, oh, hey, why is Elon Musk the co-president? Ha ha ha, we call him the co-president, but he's not really. He's just doing his efficiency thing. No, he can and does just show up in the Oval Office to do press conferences. He's in the cabinet meetings, even though he has no position in the cabinet. He's literally not even technically in charge of Doggy. He's also being individually briefed by the Pentagon about our war plans with one of our greatest international rivals. And so all of this is insane. They're all lying about it. Pete Hegseth is lying about it. No, it happened. It's a thing that happened. And we even know specifically what it's going to include. The top secret briefing apparently has 20 to 30 slides that lay out how the United States would fight such a conflict. It covers the plans, beginning with the indications and warning of a threat from China to various options on what Chinese targets to hit over what time period that would be presented to Mr. Trump for decisions. I guess Elon Musk got access to it before Donald Trump did. And so they were totally prepared, not just to do a general thing, a little meet and greet, a Q&A session. They had a specific proposal. The power was pointed for what they would do with him. And so I understand that like every day something happens that should cause the government to shut down, but how is he still in the administration with this level of access after explicitly buying a political party? What do you think?
You asked a rhetorical question, but there's an answer in your rhetorical question. It's the money, Lebowski. I get it. You want to pull your hair out. But the other thing is like Elon Musk isn't really like good at everything. It's a foul. I know why we want him to be good at everything. That would be fantastic. But he's not. And the problem, the flash that I keep having, the memory that comes flooding back in every time I see Elon Musk take a bold stride into, the vanguard and undiscovered country to fix all our problems because we're too stupid and he's a genius, is when he took that very heavy shot put ball and threw it against his Cybertruck window because he was so confident that it could withstand a shot put. And he threw it and it shattered the window that he had said was unshatterable. But what's so, like they talk about Trump derangement syndrome, but you can't get more deranged than then still thinking this guy is perfect because his failures are part of the process. That's what he said after he initially came out and said, we're gonna make mistakes. There are things you should probably not make mistakes with. Like previous administrations, they might be slow, and this is a problem with folks. Like there's a lot of corruption in the system. There's also just a lot of slowness because it's very difficult. Obama said, and regardless of what you think of Obama, he compared politics to football, where like there's a lot of like running into each other. The line is a lot of 1 yard gain, 2 yard gain. Eventually, you run the perfect play, you get an opening, and you gain a lot of yards. You score the touchdown, right? But these guys are pretending it's something completely different. They're pretending that our government is like a startup.
Yeah.
And they should fail early and often. But the problem is there's answers to all these questions, dude. There's tons of answers. And these guys, the same hubris that has him chucking the shot put at the Tesla window is the same hubris that makes him think that he's so smart. He shouldn't even ask anybody what the problems are. He shouldn't go to the existing auditing agencies to see how they're doing. He shouldn't even research previous wars, and he shouldn't even stay the hell out of it because he hasn't earned the right to be in it. Earning money doesn't mean you earn the right as just this random rich dude whose employees can make rockets that land on chopsticks, sure. But every other company he makes kind of sucks.
Yeah,
make him think he's infallible.
It's really frustrating, and you're totally right about the philosophy. It used to be that they'd say we should run the government like a business, but now again, it's not even just any business. It's literally the startup model, which is the literal worst way that you could run something that we cannot afford to fail.
Meanwhile, Elon Musk runs his businesses like governments. He'll tell you that all of his wealth is not in cash flow. All of his wealth that he's worth is on loans that he got, debt he accrued through using his Tesla stock as collateral.
Exactly.
He is debt financing everything. That's not the same as when people who have landscaping business saying, "I wish we could have a profit loss statement and run the business like a company or run the government like a company." Because he doesn't, like, you talk to these Silicon Valley people in the financialization of the economy, There's a famous quote from Mark Cuban. He's like, I feel bad for professional baseball players because they have to hit the ball once out of every 3 times they're at bat or they lose their job. Me, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business guy. He's in the same category as Elon Musk. I only ever have to hit the ball once and I'm a rich guy. You can't play that kind of game with the government of the United States of America because we can't just like make a new one after this one fails.